This is just a video for me to talk about what thoughts are on my mind and what may be going on. So, a couple of days ago when this period started, I had somewhere to be, so off the jump, the period started differently to how normal days would go. But now, days have been going the same, and I've had enough of it, really. And I'm thinking that this has got to be one of the most boring times that I've ever lived so far in my life. And I'm now starting to see, watching YouTube over and over again, like how it happened. Almost like pouring condiments like ketchup and salad cream and mayo over your food. Very similar. What I'm getting at is me doing this, all of these unhealthy, me watching YouTube, for example, me doing this, I'm now starting to see it as a sign that my life without it is so uninteresting and so boring that I'm using YouTube to try and make it more interesting, when in reality, that's not the healthiest way that I could go about it. That's not the most fulfilling way that I could go about trying to make my life more interesting after doing that different thing. Or after finding somewhere to be, which was a bit different than usual. Just kind of bored of this same life over and over. Same days. And I know I need to further change. I say I need to. I want to. But I'm not going to view chase, so that just means that this channel, it has less subscribers than it could. It has less views than it could, less views per video than it could. But in return, I get an amazing life. And I get an interesting life, really. Meaningful life. Interesting. And I do what I want to do. I don't have to think about money from YouTube, because I can get money elsewhere. I can get money doing other things, such as being a personal trainer, providing personal training services. In my head, I've literally been looking at myself in the mirror. That's not a metaphor. There's one in the room, a massive one that I'm looking at right now. I've been looking at myself in the mirror, and I just put my head on the table and was looking down, my arm on my head like this, so that my head wasn't on the table. And I was thinking, do I have much going for myself? Nah, not really. I've got the driving test still to do. I've got that personal training route that I'm going down. And I'm wanting to learn about improving my finances. But I then asked myself, do I have more going for myself now compared to last year? And that's Undoubtedly, yes. And it's not like I can't build things up from here. I've got a couple plans here and there as to how I'm going to really elevate in that personal training route. So I'll pass the gym instructor exams and eventually get hired. I won't see it as a job. That's why I put quote marks when I say get hired and have a job. I won't see it as a job. I want to do more interesting things other than basically be at home almost all day, or be in the gym, or be in a cemetery, or on the rare occasion go out and leave the area only to explore rather than to do something fun. I'm bored of it. And having somewhere to be, which is a bit different than usual, has been the thing that's happened in my life that has meant I've now started to have these thoughts. Before that, I wasn't thinking this way, but things are just doing the same things, are just starting to seem different now. And I don't mean that in a positive way, I mean that more so in a negative way. Going to the cemetery would usually be a very peaceful experience that I enjoy after I enjoy when doing it and enjoy after doing it on my way back. But recently I went yesterday. I went to the cemetery yesterday after being at this different place that I had to be, and it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. It was still peaceful, but just a bit more boring. It's not the going to the cemetery that I dislike. I still like going to the cemetery, but I'm looking for more variety in my life. And I say that whilst being on the bed. I mean, look at this as well. Belly looks a bit big when stood up. Oh. Yeah, it's not all that. My physique's not all that. My life's not all that. I am changing though. I'm doing these things that are relaxing. Some healthy, some destructive. Like being on YouTube consistently, watching videos basically all day. Watching drill videos, music videos, and also videos related to artists who both have and haven't passed away. It's just, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm starting to think that the reason why I'm really doing it in the first place is because I haven't made my life interesting without it. So in order to get stimulation, I go on YouTube. It's easy to do, something I've been doing for years. I've been doing it consistently and out of habit. So because I've done it out of habit over and over again, what's one more time? Yeah. I'm now looking to have more fun, socialize more. Because I really enjoyed talking to people that day. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And after it, I've just started to get bored of doing the same things over and over again. I even went to the gym and I thought, I saw these people doing the same exercises over and over again. I just thought, boring. I mean, I still want to go down the personal training route, but when I've become qualified, I've got to be doing different stuff other than just that. Otherwise, I'll make myself end up in this sort of situation where I'm basically here at home all day. I don't want this. I don't want this for myself anymore. I could be thinking about my driving test, but it's coming up very, 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 very soon now. I'll sort the car out, get my pass plates. I said I wanted to do that yesterday, didn't. I said I'd get them, but I haven't. I will do though. And then I would have got more and more experience over time, and I won't actually have to think about becoming the safest and smoothest driver anymore. I would have had to move onto a different adventure. I'm not quite finished there because I still have to pass. I still have to take extra courses to help me. I still have to get that Golf. I was telling myself I wanted to get a Skoda Octavia Saloon because I really like the look of it. I really like the look of a black one that I saw on the street. And I was wondering how that would have felt when driving the car, and I thought it would have been amazing. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. When I do get there though, I would have really had to earn my keep. And when I get material possessions that I want to get, I wouldn't have only just got those material possessions. I would have got the mindset and the habits to get there in a healthy way. Sure, I would have made some mistakes. I would have had some setbacks, sure. That's what you get along a journey, but they're more so just learning curves and opportunities to learn from. So I'm not expecting it to go 100% well. No errors made, no mistakes made, just a straight path. No, it hasn't been a straight path, even with my physique. I've just put the phone on charge. It's not anywhere near where quite a lot of videos show themselves to be at, meaning my body transformation is not going to be anywhere near as drastically different compared to people who claim to have made a 1 year transformation and have made a video about it and uploaded it onto YouTube. Mine isn't going to be anywhere near as extremely different. And I'm not interested in making a body transformation video anywhere. I think that's whack. Because in changing your body, you're changing your life. You're not just changing your body. And for anyone that has actually undergone a process like this and or is undergoing it, they'll understand what I'm talking about. Maybe not in exactly the same way or have exactly the same experiences as me, and that's fine, but they'll at least have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. That when you change your body, you're not just changing your body. There's a lot more to it than that. You're changing your life situation. In changing your body, you're changing your life situation. You're taking care of your health in the broadest sense rather than strictly your physical health, because in a life transformation, you're not just looking at physical health. You'll slowly learn about everything that's worthy of learning about, what's actually useful in life. You might go about it in a different way to me, and that's fine. If that's the way that you want to go about things, then great, good for you. But I have my own ways. I have my weekly health review. My weekly health review, let's get more. I wouldn't say intense, even though that's the first word that came to mind. I'd say more detailed. I don't think that's the exact word that I'd want to use, but it's closer to what I mean than intense. No. Very basically, there's more to my weekly health reviews now compared to back when I started this series, and even well before I started this series, back when I was making weekly picture reviews. Many people might actually see this one day. A whole load of people might actually see this one day. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, I don't know. Anything can change, anything can happen. But I honestly don't want money from this. I'm being dead serious. I don't want money from YouTube. I've made it very clear to myself that I don't want monetization. And I've said this to myself because I think that it could potentially negatively impact how I make the videos. Because eventually I might start actually thinking about if I should say this or that, and whether it could get me demonetized, rather than saying what I want to say because I want to say it. I don't want that. I don't want to take away my freedom of speech for the sake of money. I don't want to take away my freedom of speech for the sake of financial gain. I want to say what I want to say, and I will do. And if I think what I've said is too foul or too harsh, then I'll edit it out. But I don't want to sabotage myself in this way, because then that would mean I'm disallowing myself to speak freely anywhere. There's no need to do that to myself. On a side note, I've been looking And it seems like my spots on camera are basically looking like they're gone, even though I can see them a lot more when I look at myself in the mirror. I could see that one very clearly in person. Then I've got a whole bunch here which look a lot less like one patch and just look more like their own separate spots. And then I have small ones all over here, but they're basically gone. I want the spots to be completely gone, but it's a process. My jawline, man, my jawline. Is my jawline even sharp? It borderline looks like it is, but I probably won't say that. I'll probably completely disbelieve myself in the future when I really do get shredded. Well, shredded. When my body fat percentage is well below 15, more so at around 7 to 10, and I've got a lot of muscle on me. I don't know how much, but my muscle percentage is a lot higher than it is at the moment, and my BMI is in the overweight BMI class. You may think, why do you want your weight? Why do you want to be in an overweight BMI class? My answer to that is this: BMI doesn't take body composition, as in how much muscle and how much fat you have, into account. And in order to have more muscle, you have to, as you have more muscle, you will have a higher BMI naturally because you weigh more. My BMI is in the low 20s, but I'm trying to get into around the mid 20s out of the normal weight class, so that I can have more muscle to help me out with the calisthenics and to help me progress in my weightlifting journey as well. I've got to think about how am I gonna have money coming in. Well, I personally just don't want to be a slave to any job. I don't want to be a slave to a job, because I really think that there's a better option out there for me, and that's financial freedom. Being able to have passive income coming in so much to a point where I don't have to go to a specific place where I'd have active sources of it, where I get my active sources of income, regardless of what that be. Maybe personal training, maybe a bit of photo shoots here and there, sporting some clothes, but I don't plan to do a catwalk though. Maybe a couple of photos, my own photo shoots, but maybe a couple of photos for clothing brands, maybe. I don't know. But when I'm ready for it, I'll make the decision as to whether I do or don't want to do that. I'll be much more mentally prepared for it than I am now. By the end of this year, I would have changed so much as a person, so much as a person. My life situation would have drastically changed, not completely, but drastically changed, from doing something that didn't take my health into account, and when my health wasn't the best, to having a much healthier. Let me start that again. I would have come from a place where I was a lot more unhealthy doing a job that didn't take my health into account to doing a job that does take my health into account, and having money come in a way that I really want. At least one source, and one's better than none. One's more helpful than none. It at least means that I'm closer to having more money come in than go out. And I know what it's like to have money go out but none come in. And it's not a pleasant sight. It can be a very, very stressful sight with your hands on your head and your jaw clenched, feeling angry or stressed out, depending on how you think about things. I know for me personally, I was very stressed out. I've been very stressed out at certain points in this year, even recently, when I've seen the bank balance. It's not a nice sight to see, but my entire life situation can change. However, if there's anything this part of my life has taught me, is that I'm not going to do just about anything for money. I'm not a money chaser. I've decided that I don't want to chase anything, not even success or fulfillment, as I once was interested in doing back in the early 100s. I remember saying, having a thumbnail. It was for the Homicidal Thoughts of a Gangster video, the part 1 I made. And in this thumbnail it said, don't chase money or girls, chase fulfillment. I don't even agree with that anymore. I'd much rather just focus on living life how I want to and progress. I don't need to go out of my way to chase anything. If I'm chasing it, that implies it's running. I'm not interested in having fulfillment run from me. And with that sort of mindset, where am I at? Doing things that aren't all that exciting. And that would be me with my chase fulfillment mindset. I don't want that anymore. I'd much rather just live my life to the fullest. And it's certainly not being here as much as I am at the moment. I want money coming in. I want to do more fun things. Finding a calisthenics park would be great. Driving around from town to town, that'd be nice. And to be honest, I think there might be one, not necessarily in the area, but at least somewhat nearby. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to say how far or where it is. But yeah, going to the park is going to be a lot more fun than being here all the time. I know that in the times that I have been to calisthenics parks before, one in particular, I just loved being there. Loved being there. I would feel so happy being there. And it'd be nice to be able to go to the calisthenics park and have money come in when I'm awake and when I'm asleep. Go from no figures coming in to 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and so on. And it is possible. I just have to keep going. I know that past a certain point, I'm not even really going to be thinking about it. I think I predict that having a lot more money come in and having a lot less money go out compared to how much money's coming in, it is going to help. But past a certain point, I predict that I just won't be able to spend it all, on the premise that I keep how much is going out minimal. And certainly not excessive. Sorry, just got my big toe trapped in the headboard. That's not the first time that's happened. It's happened in the past. Sometimes I can put my foot in between the wooden planks that make the headboard, and then it just easily comes out. But sometimes I might put it in there, then it's almost like it's gonna come out so hard that if I pull it out with force, then I might get a dislocated toe. Nope, I just do it slowly. But anyway, back to this video. This is more so just a whole bunch of thoughts on the mind. This isn't really even one topic. It's just a whole lot. Apologies if the framing has been poor and my elbow hasn't been completely in the frame right now. I might actually be able to remaster these videos, or maybe even get people to remaster them. I've uploaded some of my videos differently to how I uploaded them publicly, so that when I do reflect, if I do make reflective videos in this stage of my life, I have the footage a bit different compared to how it was in the videos that I've how these versions of the videos were publicly. They're a bit different, some of them. I'm looking for something different in my life. It's not this same old. It really is not this same old. But when I pass my driving test and get my car sorted out, get all the fancy gadgets that I need, I'll at least be sorted on that front. And then I'll be able to drive here and there. But then again, I won't be able to drive far if I'm just having no money come in. That's just not gonna happen. I can't have one or the I can't just have the car sorted and then no money coming in. I've got to have both. Seeing as I'm getting this driving test sorted out before I'm passing the gym instructor exams, I've got to have both. And by that I mean I can't drive around without any money coming in, because I eventually would just run out of petrol. I would run out of petrol and I would run out of money. And that's not going to be fun. That will not be fun. However, I know that I can allow myself to have money come in before all of the maintenance loan that I was using to live in uni runs out. You may think with these pauses, oh, great content, great content. But, hey, I'd much rather keep these videos fairly raw and extremely edited. This is me, not unedited. Although my videos are edited, This is me, not I'm not one of those video creators that excessively edit. I'm not. This clip right now is a 34-minute, 20-second take right at the moment, and the time is only getting longer. The time of this clip is only getting longer. This is me, not, hey guys, welcome to the channel, and then edit every sentence. I can name one person in particular that's done that, that's done a video like that, what I'm talking about. I don't want that. I don't want that. Those could be the same video, those could be the same content creators that view chase, money chase. And that person actually is putting ads on the channel that they're running. I personally don't think that it's bad to have money coming in from YouTube, but I personally don't think it's for me, because as I've said earlier on in the video, it may actually take away from, I might take away my freedom of speech without even realizing it, by potentially wanting to do things for the money rather than for me, and to allow myself to regress. I made it very clear to myself that my health comes first before anything, particularly my physical health and my mental health. I have to be okay. I have to be more than okay, in fact. Okay is not cutting it. I want to be in shape. And my physical health, my mental health, they come first. Then I can start thinking about everything else. Within mental health, my social health is a part of that. My financial health is a part of that. How much I think I'm progressing is a part of that. So on. All of those things, they're, I'd say, within mental health. But I absolutely will not put money first. From this point onwards, I'm not putting money first. Because it seems to me that all of these rappers that talk about putting money first, they are talking about killing people. Killing people, selling drugs, just very basically being destructive. And one thing you may notice is that the extreme majority, an extremely large majority of them aren't physically in shape. Through their vest, you may see them have a big belly. Maybe even through their t-shirt, you may see them have a big belly. Maybe even not necessarily a big belly, but you know that they're not, just by how their belly's hanging out, at least somewhat, you can see their belly bulging out of the vest or the t-shirt. You can tell that they aren't in shape. And these are the same people that are destroying themselves and other people, or at least talking about destroying themselves and other people. For example, saying that they can't even run from the police because they smoke too much, they're not in shape. So if they're in a police chase, that's it, basically. I don't want that for myself. Yeah, I'd be having money come in all right, but my health wouldn't be taken into account. And even worse, my safety wouldn't be taken into account. I'd be getting money. Yeah, money would be coming in, yeah. But at the cost of people wanting me dead. at the cost of people wanting to take my life. I don't want that. And I don't have to have that. I'm a slow lane man, not a fast laner. I'm interested in slow cash rather than quick cash. I won't have to fear for my life. I won't have to fear someone or a group of people seeing me and just chasing me for seemingly no reason, wanted to kill me for what I've potentially done to their friends or what I've said I've done, or potentially even for no valid reason. I've been recording for so long that my thumb's starting to hurt. I'm recording with my left hand at the moment. I've decided to make it more comfortable. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I won't have to worry about my health and safety. I absolutely will be taking it into account. But I won't be fearing for my life because I think people will want me dead. I'm taking the slow lane. I'm taking the route in which I earn my keep. That's the route I've taken. And there's a documentary from people who were in the fast lane. And this person, he didn't actually seem like he lacked a conscience. This person, he seemed like someone that was normal, but just in rough circumstances. And he said that it can be tempting when you have so much money. What people earn in months, you've got in 2.5 hours. And he was saying that it's tempting. And that people may be living just from day to day rather than setting themselves up for later on down the line. He didn't say it verbatim like that, but it was rather close to verbatim. And those sorts of people who are in the fast lane might just be doing that. So focused on getting money but potentially because they lacked it when they were younger, and there might not have been a healthy guardian / mentor figure or mentor figures in their life to help them out. I have had some in my life, but not through programs or anything like that. And it's been sporadic. Very basically, I've spoken to people and they have given me their thoughts on life and progressing in life. And I took them, and now I'm in a position where I can guide myself. I don't need other people to guide me. Although I don't have a problem with that. I would like to have it more together, but it's just gonna take more time to. As I do more interesting things that will help. As I do more interesting things, learn more things, be around different people, talk to different people, it will help. But I don't want to be around average people. I'm not average. I know that this mindset is not the same as what other people have. Period. Some people may never get it, let alone at 20 years young. This sort of mindset I have, some people genuinely might never get it or anything similar to it. But here I am. Old school friends of mine, we were playing a game, and we were saying if there's anyone to make it big or make it successful, who are they going to be? And they pointed at me. I don't know if they're right, but they might be. And they may make it big themselves. But when that question was asked, they pointed at me. Here I am looking at my jawline. It looks quite, it looks like there's quite a bit of hair there, quite a bit of stubble. But it doesn't feel like there's any stubble there. All the razor bumps, they'll go away soon enough. I've just got to keep shaving rather consistently because it seems like that's enough for them to at least decrease, go down. I'm becoming a very strong person. A very strong person. No one's going to be able to control me with money because I know what it's like to not have it. And I also know what it's like to have it. And because I would have had to earn my keep, I'll know how to sustain it. When I have a lot more money coming in than going out, I wouldn't just have that. I'd have the habits behind it to sustain that. Because I'm not in the fast lane. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not killing people for money. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not in the fast lane. I'm not getting quick cash. So, like, because I'm not doing that, and I wouldn't be doing that ever. Even though I want a lot of money coming in and a lot more money coming in than going out, I've got to do something different than sell drugs or kill people. And I certainly am. What I'm really trying to get at is I have to go about getting riches in the broadest sense of the word differently to how fast laners would get them. They get a lot of money coming in through destruction, whereas slow laners get it through creation. Peaceful means not destructive means, healthy means not evil means, not by any means. That's a part of that destructive fast laner mentality, in my opinion. The fact that anything goes. There are no boundaries. There are no things to keep you grounded from destruction. There are no limits. They talk about getting money by any means. There are no limits. I don't want that for myself. It must be healthy boundaries that you won't overstep so that you don't go to the extremes and hurt yourself. Or even worse, by being in the fast lane, potentially get yourself killed. I've just got to keep, if there's any advice I give to myself is keep going. I'm on the right track. Make my life more interesting without needing the phone. By actually doing different activities that are exciting. Like rock climbing, for example. Maybe even doing other things like going bowling from time to time. Even though there's a lot of lights and stuff going on, it's different. And doing it every now and then might actually be rather healthy. I'd maybe playing pool here and there, maybe, but not. I don't want to be in the arcades with all those games though. So that might not be the healthiest things I can do. Calisthenics parks, yeah. Rock climbing, yeah. Those things I do, no problem. But I'll figure it out more as time goes on, and as I make my life more interesting. This is a part of it. I've had to have this stimulus to say, no, I don't want this. What I'm doing right now is not what I want to do. I've got to do something different. And yeah, it's going to allow me, that mentality is going to allow me to progress, but I'll have to progress with a different mindset past a certain point, because I won't have any negative stimuli to use to grow. I'd have to use a different mindset, a positive stimuli, because I wouldn't be in a situation that I don't want to be in past a certain point. I'd be where I want to be. And even though that's the case, I'd still have to keep on doing different things and keep moving forward. So things might be challenging even at that point, but just for different reasons. There won't be as much of a reason to want to actually progress and move forward at that point in time compared to now, because I am nowhere where I want to be. But if I like what I see and I like my life position, then I might not have as much of a reason to actually change what I'm doing. And then that may mean that I carry on doing the same things over and over again, which I don't want for myself, because I'm looking for variety. As this part of my life has taught me that lack of variety eventually will get boring, and it's not all that healthy being at home all the time. No, it's not this often, and I want to move forward past this. Well, anyway, I think this is going to be it for now, because I've spoken a lot. These are just some thoughts on the mind, and if there's any piece of advice I just tell myself to do is to keep going, put more pressure on myself to do what I need to do, because at the moment I think that I'm putting too little pressure on myself. If I increase how much pressure I put on myself, then that may help. And I just need to send that text to my course tutor, and then from there it'll be nice. But for now, I've got to deal with this test. Even if I don't pass, doesn't mean I haven't failed. But even still, I'll still deal with the gym instructor course like how I plan to. I have to, in order for me to progress and to move forward, because I'm done with this way of life where no money's coming in and I'm at the house for so many hours of the day. I've just had enough of it. It isn't boring. No, it is boring, and it's so boring to a point where I'm basically using the phone, using the YouTube to cure my boredom, watching YouTube, so many YouTube videos to cure my boredom. And in doing that, I've been watching all that unhealthy drill music stuff. I don't want that for myself anymore. I'm done with it. And anyway, even though I know that I mean it when I say it, it's gonna take time to change permanently, to get out of that stage in my life. But it's what I want to do, and just like how it took years to get to this point, it might take years to get to move past this point and to change. But yeah, I'm done. I would have been unconsciously getting myself to this destructive point while I'm watching all this unhealthy content, but I'd be consciously focusing on getting out of it, which would take a lot more brain power than watching that sort of stuff. Yeah. And I'll probably change quicker with conscious effort than unconscious effort. I did change back then, but just to having a way of life that I didn't want to have. I'd much rather just go back to doing, just being a different person, really. I'd much rather carry on progressing and being different from what I once was, and listening to all that sort of music, man. I don't want it anymore. I don't. It may sound like I'm waffling, I'm saying the same things over and over again. Fair enough. Even I'm thinking I'm waffling a little bit past at this point, so I'm gonna end it here. Cheers to living a better life, and I'll see you lot in the next one. A healthier life, more meaningful life. Just one in which I'm where I want to be, and I'm even progressing past that. Cheers to that way of life. See you lot later, man. It may take months, it may take years, but I will get there. Peace.